All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, let's talk about Gervonta Tank Davis and some words that he had for apparently the PBC. Also, Ryan Garcia has something to say that makes me believe that it is time to tell you that I told you so. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division, the weight class where everybody talks and nobody fights. And I mean nobody. For all the talk about who wants to fight who and all of this and that, there has literally only been one high-level lightweight bout in the between two top-level lightweights. There's only been one in the last several years, and it appears as if that number is going to stay right where it is for the time being. As Gervonta Davis says, they are BSing. Maybe it is time for me to take my talent elsewhere. Now, before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are a supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. Shout out to my guy, Q Lee. Thank you so much for your continued support. Also, Motorsports Sports. We don't always agree, but thank you so much for continuing to support and coming by the chat all the time in the super chat and the Cash App. And you can also support the chat and the super thanks that we have below. As you know, this is not a sponsored video, so we do it. And whoever wants to help donate and keep the channel going, really, it's important. And thank you. Now, let's get into this. Gervonta Davis says, hey, man, maybe it's time for me to get up out of here, out of the PBC, and take my talents elsewhere. Now, why would he be saying that? Because the Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia bout is more than likely not going to take place. This is the echo of every big bout that dang near in the sport of boxing that we want to see. We talk about it. More than likely, it is not going to happen. Now, why would Gervonta Davis say that and believe that? Also, Ryan Garcia on his Twitter said, man, this is the thing about boxing. None of the big fights are actually going to get made. And Ryan Garcia said that right on the tail end of Gervonta Davis saying what he said. Now, why wouldn't this bout happen? Unlike the Errol Spence-Terrence Crawford fight, okay, which very well could have been made, and I do believe was a serious conversation to be made the entire time, because Terrence Crawford is free to fight with whoever he wants to fight with. Errol Spence Jr. had a network. Everything was set, ready to go. I have a suspicion that it was about the money at the end of the day. A lot of talk about the timing of it and, oh, well, you know, we took too long. I need a tune up, this, that, and the other. Man, whatever. Bud probably didn't get the money that he wanted to get. I do not believe for anything that there was no money guaranteed offer or any of those numbers that were out there. However, there is on record statements from the PBC saying, look, this is probably not going to be our offer would not be what Terrence Crawford wants. And why is that? Because these guys are not offering big guarantees with the PBC. They are offering smaller guarantees, $1 million, 1.5, 2 million guarantees for the fight. And then everything else is coming on the back end. That more than likely was that situation. What we're talking about here, though, is a completely different scenario, because what you have is a situation where one of the promoters doesn't want the fight. And it's been very clear that this is the type of bout that'll happen down the line. And that is Oscar De La Hoya of Golden Boy Promotions. Oscar De La Hoya is the one, he definitely has the ability to stop that bout from happening. Now, Steven Espinoza had said, when talking, shout out to Chicken Talk, great show. Make sure you guys go check him out over there on Twitter. Had said that Ryan Garcia did not have a direct deal with DAZN. And he has a direct deal with Golden Boy. He doesn't have a direct deal with DAZN. So there is a chance that they could get that bout done if they could agree, and this is me continuing on from at this point from what Steven Espinoza said. So there's a chance that if Golden Boy wants to let Ryan Garcia out of his agreement, his exclusive agreement with them to fight on Showtime, then he could do it. However, since Oscar De La Hoya has an exclusive deal with DAZN, Oscar De La Hoya would not be able to be involved with the fight himself. So that means that Oscar De La Hoya would have to literally risk his biggest potential money fighter and his biggest draw at the moment, Ryan Garcia, over there on Showtime for nothing. And similar to what Leonard Ellerbe has said about why he didn't believe that the fight between any of the fighters like Lomachenko, Shakur Stevenson, and Devin Haney were going to be able to be made on Showtime. The reason being that it's not in Bob Arum's interest to do that. That is the exact same thing that applies to Oscar De La Hoya and DAZN. There is no financial interest for Oscar De La Hoya to relinquish his rights to Ryan Garcia and have Ryan Garcia go fight on a card with Gervonta Davis. The same thing applies. This entire conversation about this, and I've been saying this the entire time, has been fool's gold. Similar to the idea that Gervonta Davis is going to take his talents elsewhere. If you take your talents, and now if he does take his talents elsewhere and he says, okay, I'm going to go sign, you know where he's going to have to sign. He's going to have to sign with Top Rank. And then there will be big money guaranteed fights for him over there on Top Rank. That's where he would have to go to get any of those fights made. Or if he's going to take his talent, if he wants specifically the Ryan Garcia fight, he's going to have to go over there and go to DAZN. Go to DAZN and fight Ryan Garcia on DAZN. He'd have to get up, leave his network, and go get what he can get out of DAZN to make that bout, which is more than likely something he's not going to do. Now, do I take seriously that he's going to be trying to take his talents elsewhere? No, I do not. I think we're going to wait around. We're going to see what he's going to be making, who he's going to fight in his next fight. Also, though, as far as another little thing about this fight with Ryan Garcia is that because of the Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford's negotiation taking so long, how do you know that there's any dates available? When they were believing that for months that they were right there on edge, able to make that fight with Errol Spence. And then at the end of it, Terrence Crawford bounces out to go set up a fight somewhere else. And now all of those dates for October, for the remainder of October, obviously, because there's only 6 days left in that, November and December are all gone, right? So a lot of this stuff has been fantasy talk until I think we get into the January, February, March timeframe. Hopefully that period of time for boxing is going to be really good. But a lot of this stuff for the end of the year has pretty much been flushed down the toilet. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.